75-year-old Skokie woman found dead Monday night in a home so crammed with trash that a hole had to be cut in the roof to reach the woman. So filled with trash. There's two things about that. One's in the literal sense. I think you have to be pretty messed up to get to a point like that. I feel really sorry for her. And anyone that happens to be trapped by all their old belongings, by what used to mean something and still does, and you can't let it go when it no longer serves you, where it actually may cost you your life. And it did cost her her life. When you got so much stuff around you, when you've got newspapers from 22 years ago piled, just so you can find that one article, or at least you know it's there, if you ever did want to find it. When you've got the clothes that you wore on a first date, or to sports, and the room is just filled with literal memories, not memories, but the literal icons of memories that you can no longer move, and it ends up killing you. So that's bad, but how it works for us, and where I want to take this is, we have that kind of stuff in here. We have too much stuff in here. Almost every one of us. Maybe every one of us. Too much stuff that we hang on to that no longer serves us. Too many old stories. Too many things that used to be of value, and we're holding on to them somehow, perhaps desperately, perhaps just because we loved it once, and that was beautiful, and as time is gone and we don't let it go. And there's no room for new stuff, and it stifles, and it limits the paths that we can take. Quite literally, it limits the paths that we can take. Our old stories do. This stuff that's full in here. Marta, are you in the room?
Yes.
Marta, way up there. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Marta's an example. Marta's done Vipassana meditation a couple times. Vipassana is 10 days of no speaking. 10 days of sitting. Sitting meditation, 11 hours a day. No speaking, 10 days in a row. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
Okay. And what's that about? Well, I imagine that you can all imagine, damn, that sounds pretty friggin' hard. And why is it hard? It's hard because of all the stories. It's hard because of all the stuff that's going to come up. All the stuff that does come up. All that garbage that's inside there that doesn't necessarily serve you at all gets examined. I'm not pushing Vipassana, although that's fine if you want to try it. I'm pushing anything that will loosen up some of that stuff so you can scrape it off the inside of your skull. So you can take a putty knife and just dig away and take all those old posters, bands you used to like, whatever. Get that stuff out of there. So you're free of it. I'm not saying be free of the things that still are of value. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying get rid of the garbage. I had a spiritual teacher for a while. His name was Adi Da. His spiritual teacher was named Rudy. Rudy lived in New York. Adi Da was his disciple. Adi Da would go in. Hello, Rudy. And Rudy'd say, take out the garbage. And Adi Da would go, again today? And he'd take out the garbage. He'd go over to it, and he'd look through it, because he'd think, okay, my master told me to take out the garbage. There must be something in this bag, something cool or interesting. No. And he said it took him almost a month before he stopped looking through the bags, and he just got it. Take out the garbage. It's pretty freaking simple. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. Don't hang on to it anymore. It stinks. It's got gnats. It's not good. Stuff drips. Take out the garbage. She was found under a pile of debris. I know people that live and die under piles of thoughts, piles of stories, piles of old stories. I got an email today from a kind of friend, someone who comes to Syn once in a while. And he told me some of his stories. They're holding it back and stopping him from coming here tonight, this weekend. It's all old stuff. It's who he used to be, but that's a lie. It's not who he used to be at all. It's who he is. Because he's living his old stories. His old story isn't in his past. His old story is right there in front of him every day, and he steps into it. He walks into the past every time he takes a step forward. He lives his old story, and it's holding him back and stifling him. And some of the stuff that I'm saying tonight, I actually said to him today. Because he knows it's not healthy. He can see it, and he's still doing it. He's holding back, and he's not free, and he's not happy. And he wants to be here tonight. And he wants to be around expressed people. And he wants hugs. He says, I don't get hugs in my life. And you know where he is tonight? He's in his parents' house in the basement. Alone. Saying, I want hugs. I want to learn to be expressed like these people at Synphoria are. I want to come and share. But I can't because of my, I'm not going to go into it, old story. You know, and that's not so bad if you go through a phase like that. I mean, that's part of life. We all go, and it's going to be a learning lesson. But every one of us, I'm betting, knows someone who didn't go through that, but who got stuck in that. You see him sometimes on the street, you see him at the library, you see him at a store. Somebody desperate to talk. Somebody desperate for companionship. And they talk too much. And they come up to you too much. And you get a little scared. It's like, whoa, whoa, you're a little needy. It's more than a little needy, it's very needy. They're trying to save their lives. They're trying to find somebody that they can give all that energy to. But it overwhelms most of us and we can't handle it. It's not a right or wrong, it's just a what is. Or they're simply alone. And they stay alone. And you see them in the park, you see them, you know, wandering around, and they're alone. And they're alone. And you get the very real sense that they're not happily alone. They're either crazily alone, or they're very friggin' sad alone. Again, nothing wrong with being alone if it works for you. But there's a lot of people that it doesn't work for, and they're stuck in aloneness. And if you start thinking aloneness is who I'm supposed to be, or aloneness is my path, I hate it, but that's what's given to me, then you start believing the story that holds you back, and you're never going to get out of it, and you're never going to free yourself up to be who you can be as a capital P possibility of love and compassion and understanding and kindness and generosity. Because all those virtues take a relationship. Every Christian or Buddhist, whatever virtue, takes a relationship to be lived as. They don't work on their own. They're not just ideas. They don't sit on a shelf. They don't do any good until compassion, right here. You need something, I can give it to you. I need something, and you help me with kindness, gentleness, understanding. It's in the relationship. lived. It's not me in a fence post. It takes another human being, or perhaps an animal. But it takes sharing from this place of aliveness, this greatest mystery that the universe, as far as we know, the greatest mystery that the universe has ever created is alive, being alive. And when you can share that from that very alive space within you, from that namaste, from that divine light that's in our center, when you can share that with someone, oh my God. That's a kind of heaven.